talk about selective memory.
This is when you remember certain things and forget others. And in terms of being nostalgic for music, there is no better example than the swingin' 60s. Oh sure, the boomers who grew up and came of age back then will gladly talk your ear off about the Beatles, Grateful Dead, Rolling Stones, Bob Dylan, Jimi Hendrix, and all those other legendary artists. But if you were to ask them about any of the crap I showed you last week,
the most you'll probably get from them is, "Oh, thanks a lot, asshole. I forgot this crap even existed until now."
The point is, there's shit in every decade, just like there's shit now. And there's good stuff in every decade, just like there's good stuff now. And so today, we're gonna look at the latter, the timeless classics we saw on the charts this week in '68. And of course, because we dig deep on this channel, we've got some not exactly classics too.
So let's make the most of that most turbulent of all years as we take a look at...
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
You know, there are few things as hardcore as doing a concert in a prison.
I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling around a bend.
Just the idea of playing a concert in prison is hardcore as fuck. And this isn't just any prison, it's Folsom Prison, one of America's first maximum security prisons.
If that shit ain't hardcore, then I don't know what is.
But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die.
Yeah, that's right. He shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. Literally no other reason. Crips and Bloods ain't got shit on how hardcore this is.
I'm stuck in Folsom Prison.
Well, anyway, this is Johnny Cash's 1955 classic Folsom Prison Blues, one of many songs that established him as the king of outlaw country. Performed as part of his infamous Folsom Prison shows. He may not have actually served time there, but that didn't stop him from rocking the place. He got a Grammy out of it.
But come on, you think he gives a damn about a Grammy?
I bet there's rich folks eating from a fancy dining car.
This is so awesome, it makes me want to go out and commit some crimes, just so I can get sent to Folsom Prison.
As soon as I'm done with this video, I'm gonna do some loitering, I'm gonna do some jaywalking, and maybe I'll tear the tag off a pillow. Come get me, FBI!
No, 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 no.
You know, it's amazing how one guitar riff can really make a tune.
Except it's actually a bass line, but who cares?
I'll soon be with you, my love.
Well, anyway, this is Cream, one of a handful of groups that Eric Clapton was a part of before going solo. And Sunshine of Your Love is such an iconic signature song that, of course, I had to include it on the list in some form.
And it's also just a really rockin' tune.
I'll stay with you, darling, now.
I mean, this just crushes hard as fuck. As perfect a soundtrack as any for the turbulent 60s. And just the way the guitar and bass come together, it really gets you pumped up for some hot, sweaty, filthy, hippie sex.
And now you have that image in your head. You're welcome.
In the sunshine of your love.
And it's just an all-around awesome tune. The kind that's perfect for trying to play in the guitar store even though it's built on a bass line. Sucks that they break up in 1968 because of tensions, but I guess that's what you come to expect from a group of rockers.
May this tune forever be in the sunshine of our love.
Hello, The Doors.
I absolutely do love you. And by you, I mean your work.
The Doors are fucking legends, and Jim Morrison is one of the greatest lizards in rock and roll. Everything he does is what rock and roll is all about.
You're all a bunch of idiots!
Like the time he got drunk as fuck on stage and threatened to show his dick to the audience.
Jim did that whole thing about, I'm gonna show it to you. But he never did it. I don't think he ever did it.
That didn't actually happen because he got arrested, but can you imagine how much better things would be if he did?
Like, instead of Fox News bullshit, your grandparents will delight you with stories about the time they saw Jim Morrison's dick up close and personal.
And really, I don't think I need to go into detail with this one either. I mean, the main reason I like this is because of that line. Hello, I love you. Doesn't that just sum up the free love of the 60s? Or at least the idea of it? Sure, things didn't turn out the way we wanted, and Jim Morrison tragically died a couple of years later.
But still, this is one game I would gladly jump in anytime.
Fellas, the owners say play ball. The players reportedly agree to show up.
You know, I gotta say, it does feel good to have baseball back. A big reason why 2020 has been such a slog of a year is we haven't had sports to distract us. Not since Rudy Gobert decided to be a touchy-feely idiot with a bunch of microphones. Of course, I do have some real concerns with all the players testing positive for COVID, mostly because with the permanent lung damage it comes with, it could be devastating for athletes.
But for the moment, I'm excited, because so far 2020 has been a bigger letdown than being an Orioles fan.
Opening day, and here's the first pitch, and the season's over.
Well, anyway, here's a song that compares love to baseball.
Love is just like a baseball game. 3 strikes you're out.
Isn't this so great? I mean, there have been songs that compared love and sex to baseball.
But I don't think any of them are done as well as this.
Up to bat, to bat. I thought I hit a love run.
Love run, that's creative. Most people would just call it a home run, more like a lazy fly out, right?
And then we get to this part here.
Right one, she took me by surprise. Right in front of my eyes. Oh, I was out.
Call me a sucker.
But I just love it when songs count things like that.
I ain't never won when I played a baseball game.
And just the imagery in the lyrics is awesome. They don't waste a word. They know you're here for the baseball references and they don't waste an inning.
I guess you could say this song is a grand slam. Huh? Huh?
Whether you win or lose.
Yeah, this is such a wonderful soul tune. The production feels like I'm at Camden Yards, enjoying the majesty of the ballpark. And the lyrics in which the good guy loses every time? Exactly how I feel watching the Orioles lose game after game.
Someday, you'll get that love run, the intruders.
Someday.
3 strikes you're out. Whether you win or lose. Reach out in the darkness. Reach out in the darkness. Got another heart ringer on my hand.
Interesting. Apparently, Pete Buttigieg had a music career in the 60s.
Okay, well, all jokes aside, who is this Gene Pitney guy?
Okay, well, he was actually a decently big name in the 60s. Played piano with the Rolling Stones once. Even had some hits of his own, like this.
The man who shot Liberty Valance.
Oh, that was him, eh? Okay, now I have a better idea of what I'm dealing with. Well, anyway, let's take a look at She's a Heartbreaker, his last top 40 hit ever.
And man, is it a groovy one.
Man, that bass line is killer as fuck. Sounds a lot like the one in that Free Ride tune, which, for the record, I also really like. And it just rides a sense of fun.
All the way to the hook.
Damn, that is one hell of a sad violin. This lady must be more than a heartbreaker. She's gotta be like a dream maker or a love taker.
Whatever it is, I sure wouldn't want to mess around. No, no, no.
Gene Pitney would fade away here in the States when the 60s ended, but he managed to maintain a career over in the UK well into the 80s. Kinda weird for an American act. Usually it's the other way around.
Well, let's see what he went on to bless the Brits with.
All day long.
You gonna do anything?
Close my eyes.
Oh, there we go.
A nice little happy medium between Milli Vanilli's Skip and Ashley Simpson's Hoedown. God bless you, Gene.
Sometimes, the only way to get people to notice you is to make a lot of noise. Make noise with bugles. Bugles are love, truth, beauty, corn, and a little salt.
You won't get your vitamins munching peanuts for lunch.
I'm miles from the nearest diner.
Aren't you going to stop for lunch?
I'd rather skate than eat.
What's a mother to do?
Serve them Total, the vitamin cereal, the only leading cereal hot or cold with a whole day's vitamin supply. One bowl, 1 ounce, gives you 100% of every minimum daily adult vitamin requirement now set by the U.S. government.
Enjoy Total every day. Feel vitamin safe all day.
In 1910, Mrs. Pamela Benjamin was caught smoking in the gazebo. She got a severe scolding and no supper that night. In 1915, Mrs. Cynthia Robinson was caught smoking in the cellar behind the preserves. Although she was 34, her husband sent her straight to her room. Then, in 1920, women won their rights.
You've come a long way, baby.
Introducing new Virginia Slims. The Slim cigarette for women only, tailored for the feminine hand. Slimmer than the fat cigarettes men smoke, with flavor women like. Rich, mild Virginia flavor. New Virginia Slims in the Slim Purse Pack.
You've come a long way, baby, to get where you got to today. You've got your own cigarette now, baby. You've come a long, long way.
If I can sum up the 60s in 3 words, it would be protest, protest, protest. That whole decade was full of them, from the civil rights movement to the Vietnam War protests. 1968 finds us at peak protest, especially with the race riots, but especially with escalation in a war that more and more people were starting to realize was based on a bunch of big fat lies. The Tet Offensive happened that year, and things would just get worse and worse until eventually we had literally no choice but to pull out with our tails between our legs.
Perhaps the higher-ups should have listened to our protest songs a little more closely.
Sky pilot.
yes, the Animals. Not exactly the first thing that comes to mind when you think of great rock acts from the 60s, but they had their fair share of hits.
They call the rising sun.
Yeah, that classic was them.
We gotta get out of this place.
Yep, that often used soundtrack to Vietnam footage was them too.
He smiles at the young soldiers, tells them it's alright.
And here we have Sky Pilot. It's about a good soldier getting ready to get into his plane and fight for our country.
But little does he know, he's about to fly into a big old heap of bullshit.
How high can you fly? You'll never reach the sky.
Oh no, he'll never reach the sky. And as that war goes on, it just gets worse and worse.
And then this happens.
Oh God. Oh, the humanity. This isn't what you signed up for now, is it?
Turn back now. It's not worth it.
Ah, the bagpipes. Oh, this truly is the horrors of war.
Ah, my freaking ears! You're soldiers of God. You must understand.
And suddenly it gets somber. Pretty symbolic about the failures of war, I'd say.
Yeah, this is some real serious shit. Y'all should have listened. Y'all should have listened.
You never reach the sky.
Reach out in the darkness. Reach out in the darkness.
So, I don't know if you've noticed this, but we've got an election this year.
What? Again? This stupid country?
Yeah, this stupid country indeed, am I right? And it's shaping up to be the most important election of our lifetimes, just like all those other elections, except this time it really is important. Now, I live in a solid blue state, so I'm lucky enough to avoid the constant barrage of attack ads like this one from the Trump campaign, in which they clearly have no idea what defunding the police actually means.
Due to defunding of the police department, we're sorry, but no one is here to take your call.
Now, we had an election in 1968 as well, with attack ads of its own. Here's one from the Nixon campaign that's... wow, they certainly don't fearmonger like they used to.
Now, I know you don't come to this channel for politics, but I've got a platform. And goddammit, I'm gonna use it.
So, if you live in a swing state, which looks like a surprisingly increasing amount of you do, I strongly encourage you to vote for Joe Biden on or before November 3rd. I know, he's not Bernie, believe me, I wanted him to, but he's not the worst person in the world either. Remember, he's the guy who set all those Home Alone style traps for Trump to fall into. That was pretty fun to watch. And look, if 2016 has taught us anything, it's that we can't really afford to vote for a third party or a joke candidate, lest we want another 4 years of shit.
But if you're lucky enough to be living in a state so blue or red that you can get away with voting for a joke candidate, have I got an endorsement for you!
Yeah, this actually exists.
I know I do this for worse lists, but...
Alright, so this is a group called the Royal Guardsmen. They made a song about Snoopy.
This was not the only Snoopy song they did.
Up in the sky, a man in a plane.
No, they had a handful. Most well known is probably Snoopy versus the Red Baron, which is exactly what it says on the tin. A story about Snoopy fighting the Red Baron. They actually got in trouble with Charles Schultz for it, but apparently he liked it so much he allowed them to make more songs about Snoopy.
Like this one, in which he runs for president.
Well, anyway, here Snoopy gets tasked by the Great Pumpkin to run for president. And among all the bickering of the candidates, he just flashed his smile and charmed the people. Now, isn't that the kind of figure you'd want in a leader? Someone who can just turn the world on with his grin? Certainly better than Kanye West, who, yes, really is running for president, for real this time, and he's dropped out already. Or wait, no, he's not dropping out. Okay, can we not do this? It's too fucking late for him anyway. If he really wanted to run, he should have started last year. Fucking idiot.
And back at the convention hall, the votes were pouring in.
Well, election day comes along, and he's so close to winning, but there's one more vote that needs to be counted.
And just who could that vote possibly be?
Snoopy turned, the stranger spoke. My friend, we meet again.
Yes, it's his old nemesis, the Red Baron. And he voted for Snoopy, thus making him president. And America lived happily ever after. This is some good stuff. Let's see what else these guys came up with.
Yummy, 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 I got love in my tummy and I feel like loving you.
I want to die. A terrible, terrible death.
As if we need any more reason why 1968 was a bad year to be alive. No, we're done with this shit. Next! You know, it's amazing how one guitar riff can really make a tune. For real this time.
When I look up to the sky, I see your eyes, a funny kind of yellow.
Now this is some prime crushing 60s rock and or roll. Right up there with Iron Butterfly, Rolling Stones, the Beatles' later material.
Just some kick-ass music to do some acid too.
But who even are these Matchstick Men, and why are they in pictures with you? Well, it's about a guy being jealous of his ex-girlfriend getting involved in all that free love everyone was doing back then. And the Matchstick Men is referring to the paintings of L.S. Lowry, who would often paint urban landscapes with what were referred to as matchstalk men. It's a nice use of art, but none of this matters.
There's only two things here that matter. That riff and that flanger.
God damn, this is psychedelic as fuck. Definitely sounds like what I imagine dropping acid feels like.
Why, I almost expect everything to, like, start changing color and shit. Ooh.
Yeah, not much else to say here. It's another essential 60s classic.
By that I mean the guitar riff. That kick-ass guitar riff. Let's talk about overused rhymes.
When someone's writing a song or a poem or whatever, as much as they like to avoid cliches, there are some rhymes that they just pretty much have to default to. Most overused one I can think of is Girl and World, but there's also Baby Crazy and Fire Desire.
And the one we're highlighting today, Funny Money.
They sure do act funny when they get a lot of money. And here we got a fun, bouncy soul tune about
how having a lot of money can really turn people into assholes.
Yeah, Yeah, this is the downside to living the rags to riches story. That's great that you started from the bottom, now you're here.
But come on, that's not an excuse to be a fucking pig to everyone who knew you when you were at the bottom now, is it?
Yeah, they sure do squeal when they get a dollar bill. Man, this really puts a lot of things into perspective, doesn't it? Like, money really is the root of all evil, and having lots of it does have the power to fuck with people.
I can't say I'll remember this if I ever get rich and famous, but I'll try to remember it.
What about you? Everybody,
well, anyway, before we get to the top, you know the drill.
The late great queen of solar self, may she forever ride on the freeway of love. I would have had this on the list, but that would have resulted in me overusing the word think.
just enough to keep me hanging on.
This is a really nice, soulful song, but it's not the one that I think of when I see that title. Ah, there it is, the old Supremes classic. My personal favorite version is the Kim Wilde one from the 80s.
It's nice to be with you.
And here we have the Good Monkeys song from July of 1968. It's no Daydream Believer, but it's nice, all the same. It's yes, yes, yes!
And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know.
Best song ever made about fucking your father's law partner's wife.
Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me.
Yeah, this would have been an easy pick for the list, but like the moron that I am, I left it off in favor of a stupid, dumbass novelty song about Snoopy running for president. Still, it is a good tune.
Also, there's one line in here that I think is one of the best lines in all of music.
Where have you gone? You're the Nigeria, one nation turns its lonely eyes to you.
God, I have spent so much of my 2020 asking that same question.
Head out on the highway.
Now, this is a perfect tune to crank up when you're doing 90 on the freeway with no cares in the world.
Because, god damn it, you were
born to be wild.
I'll do classical gas.
All right, enough fucking around. Let's end this. You know, I gotta say, in times of trouble, what the world needs more than ever is music that we just don't really need to think about. Just relax to.
I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright.
For example, this is an act called Surf Mesa with a tune called ILY. It interpolates part of Frankie Valli's classic Can't Take My Eyes Off You, and right now, it's one of the very few things keeping me sane in this rudderless, burning large garbage barge of a year. I love it so much that, spoiler alert, if it sticks around the charts come the end of August, it's going on the best list for sure, and pretty damn high up on it too.
And it's for similar reasons why this is my number one.
You see, I got a fever.
And the only cure is more cowbell.
Yeah, this song really makes me want to lay down in a hammock and sleep in the park with a drink in my hand and forget about all the other crap that's going on around me.
Dare I say, it makes me want to graze in the grass.
And that cowbell, it's just fucking great. It just blends in perfectly with the happy, sunshiny atmosphere of this song. But I know what you're thinking.
This isn't the grazing in the grass that you know and love, is it?
No, that version was done by the Friends of Distinction and came out 1 year later and had lyrics. Now, I don't think it's a bad tune at all. I can dig it, much like he can dig it, she can dig it, they can dig it, we can dig it.
But honestly, I like the instrumental version better.
Because it comes back to that cowbell. It just really makes the whole thing for me. It feels like there's a party in the field and everyone's invited.
And I can dig it, so let's dig it, baby!
I'll send you on